Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Let's talk about Bentley. Hardly topical, but that's the point. Where do they keep going? They turn up, win, and then leave. Historically, they are important to motorsport, taking big, memorable victories. Yet they never seem to stick around for long in the modern age. Where can I see Bentley's race? The three models of Bentley being built in 2025 include the Continental, the Flying Spur, and the Bentayga. None of them cheap, and the Bentayga and Flying Spur are not really suitable for any form of motorsport, but the Continental is not only the perfect GT racing car, it has been in the past, and it has been successful. So let's take a look at the history of this historic brand, why we don't see them in motorsport in present day, and what the future holds for Bentley in motorsport. Who knows, if I grease the right palms, maybe they'll give me a brand new Bentayga. Doesn't have to be the W12 version, I'll settle for a £250,000 V8. Subscribe right now and let's jump into the video. Bentley as a car company came to be in the year 1919, but founder Walter Owen Bentley, or W.O. Bentley as he preferred, began making aluminium pistons for Sopwith Camels during the First World War. The first car to see production was the Bentley 3 litre in 1921. The Bentley company saw success at Brooklands in these early days and even tried the 1922 Indy 500. A single Bentley entry turned up and completed the race with Douglas Hawkes at the wheel. By 1930, Bentley had won 5 of the first 8 24 Hours of Le Mans races, including a 1-2 finish in 1930. They left the world of racing behind in 1930 because they had learnt everything they needed to know about speed and performance, according to Bentley themselves. But more likely the 1929 Wall Street market crash, and Bentley not having any money to continue splurging on racing, might have actually been the problem. The company was purchased by Rolls-Royce in 1931, and as Rolls-Royce made luxury vehicles and not racing machines, Bentley were absent from racing throughout the entirety of the Rolls-Royce ownership. When Rolls-Royce hit financial troubles in the 1970s, they moved their car brand away from their aviation business, and Rolls-Royce Motors and Bentley were bought by Vickers. Vickers also did not take Bentley back into the world of motorsport, but they did make some performance models which could have used the advertising of racing. The Bentley Turbo R would have made a great GT racer in the 80s and early 90s, but Vickers never pulled that trigger. In 1998, Vickers sold Rolls-Royce, Cosworth and Bentley to Volkswagen for around £400 million, nearly £1 billion in today's money. At this point, Bentley had been away from motorsport for nearly 70 years, but Volkswagen were about to change that. In 2001, Bentley returned to the Le Mans 24 Hours race for the first time since 1930. The Bentley Speed 8 ran in the LMGTP class, and whilst Martin Brundle, Guy Smith and Stefan Ortelli failed to finish the race, the other car driven by Eric van der Poel, Andy Wallace and Butch Leitzinger got on the podium in third place. The Bentley team ran a sole car in the 2002 Le Mans race, more as a testing bed for their 2003 effort, and they finished fourth with only Audis in front of them. In 2003, 2 Bentley Speed 8s were taken to Sebring and started the race at the back due to being disqualified after qualifying. Both cars stormed through the field and finished the race third and fourth, again only behind Audis. The Bentleys arrived at the 2003 24 Hours of Le Mans almost unopposed, with the Works Audi team taking a break that year. The Bentleys qualified first and second and stayed that way for almost the entire race. Ronaldo Capello, Tom Christensen and Guy Smith won ahead of Mark Blundell, David Brabham and Johnny Herbert. The third place champion racing Audi was 5 laps off the winner, and this was the end of the Speed 8's racing legacy. Apart from appearances at events such as Goodwood, the Bentley Speed 8 was only entered in 4 races. 3 entries in a row at Le Mans between 2001 and 2003, and that race at Sebring in 2003 that was essentially a test for that year's Le Mans. Out of 7 entries in these 4 races, 6 finished in the top 4 and only 1 retirement at their first Le Mans back after 68 years. And only the dominant sister Audi cars were able to beat them. It was not the most competitive era of sports car racing, but the achievements of the Bentley Speed 8 are still incredible, and the car is now a legend of motorsport. But the 3 Le Mans races were all that was planned for the Bentley team, and it disappeared from Le Mans again. 10 years later, and Bentley returned to racing, entering a Bentley Continental GT3 in the Blancpain Endurance Championship of 2014. Guy Smith returned to continue his adventures with Bentley, this time joined by Stephen Kane and Andy Merrick. The car was run through M Sport, Malcolm Wilson's team, more well known for their success in rallying with the Ford brand all the way back to 1997 to the present day. The GT car took 2 wins in 2014, with the win at Silverstone being the first for a Works Bentley on British soil since a win at Brooklands in 1930. The trio would end up second in the championship behind the winning Audi, the sister brand once again being an obstacle too far. The car also failed to find success in British GT that year, with Stephen Kane and Rembert Berg managing a best 4th place at Silverstone and 29th in the championship. In 2015, Smith, Merrick and Kane finished second in the Blancpain series again, and more customer Bentleys started to appear in various GT fields. Wolfgang Wiep, Andy Susek and Maxime Soulet took a win in a Bentley at the Spa 12-hour race in 2016. There were wins in British GT as well, and in 2017 the M Sport Bentley won the Blancpain Endurance Cup's Team Championship. A new GT3 car was launched in 2018 and took victories in the British GT, various Blancpain GT series and the Paul Ricard 1000km race. One race that really sticks in my mind is the 2020 Bathurst 12-hour race, with Jules Gounon, Jordan Pepper and Maxime Soulet winning almost a minute clear of the second place McLaren. But since 2020 we started to see less and less Bentley Continentals in action, with sister brand Audi filling most of the GT racing slots all around the world. That brings us back around to present day. You do see the odd Bentley Continental GT3, but they are not Works entries and they haven't been at the front of any notable fields. In 2025, so far we saw Team Parker Racing run a Bentley Continental GT in the Dubai 24-hour race driven by Rob Huff, Max and Sean Lynn and Scott Malvern. The car did not make it to the end of the race, retiring on lap 131. Other than that, you'll almost definitely see a Bentley at the Bentley Drivers Club meeting at Silverstone later in the year, but otherwise, probably not. It's a shame in those early days of the absolute dominance of the early Le Mans races, money was the problem that ended their time in motorsport. Later, it was Rolls-Royce and Vickers' choice to make luxury cars and not make racing cars. Volkswagen brought back success at Le Mans, but let's be honest, it was a marketing exercise. It was a cool marketing exercise that did a lot for the Bentley brand in the modern era, in those early days of Volkswagen ownership, but it was never meant to last more than a few years. In recent years, the success in the GT category was always on a much smaller scale than Volkswagen's other GT programs. Whilst Audi R8s flooded the racing scene, you rarely saw more than 1 or 2 Bentleys in the field. I don't think Bentley aim to sell their cars to the motorsport crowd, not when they can market them for the more financially sustainable source, that is, football players. The modern lineup of Bentleys scream football training ground car park, and the Continental has for a long time, but it was a successful racing car, and it's a massive shame we don't see more of a Bentley at races worldwide. With Audi leaving their GT program behind and moving into the world of Formula 1, there is a space to be filled for Volkswagen in the world of GT racing, and with the rise of the hypercar in world endurance racing, maybe it's not out of the question, but one day we'll see Bentley win at Le Mans once again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you like to see Bentley at the top of world motorsport once again? Would the Bentley brand be a better fit for Formula 1 than Audi? Make sure you subscribe for more motorsport content. Members only content is now available for all the top throw-me's out there. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.